Why would you watch a sex flick on cable? I mean, you're watching it for the sex, ain't you? Well, they're taking out the boobs and they're taking out the cuss words, and you've got a bunch of commercials. No, I don't want to watch it like that. I want the real deal. So I bought the real deal. Another reason I bought it, the Japanese TurboGrafx 16. Keep in mind, I'm talking about the TurboGrafx 16, but in Japanese it had a TurboGrafx 16, and Japanese had its own games released, had separate games released that weren't released over here. And Double Dragon, it got a 16-bit upgrade, and it was its own game, had CD quality, had cartoons in it and everything else. America, our Double Dragon, all we got was a crappy Nintendo version, and also on Super CD-ROM, only released in Japan, is Golden Axe. Now, one thing let me talk about. The one thing that is different, you know, why I get these, the Double Dragon and the Golden Axe, these CD versions versus the cartridge, you have a lot more space on a CD. You can have a lot more movies, you can have a lot more graphics, you can have a lot more sound and everything else. This holds like 700 megabytes, which is a lot of space, where a cartridge only holds like 4 megabytes, or you know, up to 20 megabytes, 60 megabytes, you know, later on. But so why do I want it? Because these are the full games. These are the best versions of the games. These are, you know, Golden Axe, you know. But before the Genesis comes out, there's a thing called Sega Master System. Well, I wanted a Sega Master System, but I had to get one of these first. A boxed Sega CD. A real Sega CD. The Model 1 Sega CD. This Sega CD has the drawer that comes out, and it sits underneath the Model 1 Sega Genesis. It's huge. And then this goes on top of it, you know. So see how it's kind of like a, I don't know, like a base, a top base, and it's a pretty cool little system here. But yeah, I wanted a Sega CD. I always wanted one, and then when I found out that the Sega CD had, you know, it had a badass mechanical version, I wanted it, and I got it. But the Sega Master System, I really wanted the Sega Master System because it had, you know, a lot of the best versions. It had a great version of Shinobi on it, and it has, you know, the best version of Paperboy next to the arcade. You know, this has the best version of Paperboy. And Spider-Man vs. X-Men was a great game. And the main reason I bought it is because it has Golden Axe. You know, I got Golden Axe for it. Bought Golden Axe, but all right, now we'll move on to the next big thing. Here you have the Amiga CD32, and then they came out with this. The Amiga CD32. See, it's got a flipping lid. The controller looks kind of like a steering wheel. It's pretty cool. And that's how you play with it. It's upside down like that, like a little. But I bought this, you know, because you know, this took a lot of the Amiga 500 library, some of the Amiga 1200 games, and ported them over to this, and which made for some superior quality versions of games that were on regular Nintendo and Super Nintendo. For example, The Lost Vikings came out on Super Nintendo. Well, the superior version was on Amiga CD32. Has cartoon videos and everything else. Super Nintendo couldn't do video because it didn't have enough storage capacity. Well, the Amiga CD had the storage capacity, so they got the best version. Another one at the time, Atari Jaguar came out with its CD console, but some Atari Jaguar games were ported over to the Amiga CD32, like Brutal Sports Football. If you ever played like Mutant League Football on Sega Genesis, well, this is like that, but better. It's got video and better sound. You ever been to the arcades? You played a little game called Total Carnage. It came out during a time, you know, Rambo was huge. Wait, no, this is Chuck Rock. Yeah, Chuck Rock 2, Part 2, Son of Chuck. I like the one on Sega CD is pretty good, so I wanted this one. But the real main reason I got this Amiga CD32 is for a game called Battletoads. If you ever played the regular Nintendo version, this one really graphically is it like, what if Battletoads was on Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis? It's this, but it's more like what if Battletoads was on a Sega CD, because this is a CD version. But the main reason, Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis had a thing called Strike, and I'm a real fan of the Strike series, you know, like Jungle Strike, Desert Strike. Well, Amiga CD32 has the best version of Jungle Strike. It's where you're a little helicopter and you fly around top-down view and you shoot things. Well, also big at the time, top-down shooters, as I noted, there was the Total Carnage. Well, on Super Nintendo, I played a game called True Lies. It was really cool. You look top-down view, you're shooting every guys and everything. Well, Amiga CD32 had a version, a top-down shooter that's like those, but it's called Chaos Theory, Chaos Engine. And what's better about this is it's two-player. You couldn't do two-player on any other game like that unless there was an arcade. Well, this is a 32-bit console, so it's actually capable. But the main reason I wanted to get this, because I heard this console can be converted into Amiga 1200 and Amiga 500, which opens up a huge library of games. And my number one game I wanted to get was Road Rash. You played the one on Sega Genesis, so I always wondered, what's the first original Road Rash going to be like? 32 bits, or, you know, better, you know, what's it going to look like on this? So I had to buy this thing. It's a floppy drive, and what it does is it sits on top of it and plugs in the back, and it sits there, and it's a floppy drive. And that's what this is. This is a floppy disk game. It comes with 2 discs, and you put them in. You put in one, boots it, and the other one starts it up, and you can play Amiga 500 PC games on this console. And that's why I wanted it, because this console is more like 4 consoles in one. It's a Amiga 500, it's Amiga 600, it's Amiga 1200, it's Amiga CD32. So it plays all these freaking games, man. And that's one thing I really like, is all these old games. And one thing I really like to do is comparisons. Like I like to compare the games and you know, which one's the best, you know, why, and the best part of that, if you play them all like I do and you like all of them, you don't want to miss out on anything. If you're a big fan, then you want the full experience, and the only way to get the full experience is to at least play each and every single one, and that's what I do. Alright, now, if you know me, it's one thing I really love is video games. And I grew up playing video games. My sister used to take me to arcades and everything, and I remember playing Pac-Man, you know, just like everybody else. Well, it really hit me here, you know, whenever I learned that arcade, you know, all my arcades are dropping like flies, man. I mean, arcades stopped being around anymore, you know. And when I was younger, I used to like play with controller pads, you know, and I was never good with the arcade stick, but as I'm older, I like the arcade stick better. My hands aren't as nimble as they used to be, so I'm better with the arcade stick than I am with the controller. So when I heard that they quit making arcades and everything, but they were coming out with the, you know, arcade sticks, I always wanted the best arcade sticks. I mean, I bought, when I was younger, I bought the PlayStation 1 arcade stick, and it sucked. I bought the Super Nintendo Advantage, and I wasn't even good with it. But these new ones, the better quality ones, they actually make arcade sticks now that are just like or better than the actual arcade cabinet yourself. And that's where these come in. Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition. Mortal Kombat came out, the latest and greatest one. This takes us back to the 2D fighting, but yet 3D. I really wanted to get this arcade stick, and it came with the game. So I bought the game, Mortal Kombat, call it Mortal Kombat 9 if you will. But yeah, let me show you this bad boy. I bought this for Xbox 360. because see this? Look at there. That's real nice. It's a real arcade stick. You got the run button down here, and then you got the 5. It's the same as the Mortal Kombat Arcade. But what's so special about this is it's got a pillow underneath it. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a soft pillow there, and it fits right in your lap. You know, so you're sitting there playing, you know, I mean, it's like you're at the real arcade, man. But what makes this so special is it's like limited edition, and it's got a lever in front, and you lift it up, and you can see all the parts and everything. You got a little compartment here that holds the wire. It's wired, so it's not wireless, but I mean, you get the idea. It's pretty neat. Yeah, you open it up, you put your controller in there, you put your game in there. Some people put their smokes in there, but I don't smoke. If I smoked, I wouldn't have any of this shit. I'd be blowing all my money on that. So this is for Xbox 360, and I wanted it because I own a lot of Xbox games, like the Mortal Kombat Deception, and Premium Edition came with Mortal Kombat 3, the real arcade version, and I got Mortal Kombat, I think Armageddon. Anyway, I got Midway Arcade Classics, and it comes with the real arcade version of Mortal Kombat 1. So I was like, hell yeah, man, I get to play the real Mortal Kombat 1 on this mode with the real arcade stick. Like if I was in the real arcade. I mean, why can't I? Why not? You know what I mean? I deserve it. You know, and when we were kids and we were younger and everything, you always throw away your boxes and stuff. You know, you don't think you'll ever use it again and stuff. Well, not anymore. Now I keep everything in the box. You know why? Because it keeps dust off of it. It's more presentable that way, and it makes your shit last longer. And if by any chance you ever need some extra money, you're hit hard luck or something, you can always resell it as if it's brand new. You know, in condition, in the box, always sells. But I don't sell my shit. I keep it. So why would I want another one? I bought another one. Look at that bad boy. Because this is the original arcade collection, the Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection for PS3. So I already have one for Xbox 360. Now I want one for PS3, because PS3 supports PS1 games. Well, mine does anyway. And with my PS1 games, I got the original Mortal Kombat trilogy. I got Mortal Kombat 4. You know, I want to play those games with the arcade stick. So, but this came with the HD remakes of Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Let me show you the difference. This, unlike that, is the real. I mean, the scheme, the layout is what you like. If you went to an arcade, this is what the actual arcade cabinet looked like, and that's a real plus of having this one, because you're actually at the arcade, man. You got the real arcade stick. You know, you got the real theme. I mean, this is you go play the arcade, and this is the one you get. It's just like the other one, made by the same people. There it is, the real arcade. You ever went to an arcade and see Mortal Kombat 1 over there? This is what it looked like. This is the arcade cabinet from Mortal Kombat 1, and you know that one's for Mortal Kombat 9. This one is actual for Mortal Kombat 1. So, but this, you know, it's the PlayStation controller. And what's good is I actually have a converter, and it'll let me play this Xbox 360 one on my PS3. So I have two arcade sticks, and if I ever want to play two-player with somebody, they get that arcade stick, I get this arcade stick. We have a really at the arcades. But unfortunately, this one doesn't open up, and I don't know why. It don't have the latch. So this one don't open and let you open it up and do anything, but the other one does. But heck yeah, man.